Hey there, beautiful souls. Have you ever encountered a June Gemini who seems like they hold all the answers, sharp, clever, and somehow always 2 steps ahead? Maybe you've felt their magnetic charm, their effortless way with words, and wondered, are they secret geniuses unlocking hidden wisdom? Or could they be master manipulators playing a clever game behind a friendly smile? Today, we're diving deep into this intriguing duality. As a longtime student of astrology and human nature, I can tell you June Geminis are some of the most fascinating personalities in the zodiac. Ruled by Mercury, the messenger planet, they're wired for mental agility, curiosity, and a restless hunger for knowledge. But their gift of communication can sometimes blur the lines between genuine connection and subtle influence. In this video, we'll unpack the psychology behind their dual nature, explore real-life examples, and reveal how understanding these traits can help you grow, build healthier relationships, and find your own peace of mind. So, whether you're a June Gemini yourself, or someone who's ever wondered about these complex twins, stick around, there's something valuable here for everyone. If you're new here, welcome to Zen Mind Peaceful Life, a space where we blend cosmic insight with mindful living. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with your fellow astrology lovers. Now, let's unlock the mysteries of June Geminis together. June Geminis are some of the most fascinating and misunderstood souls in the zodiac. If you've ever met someone born in early June, you might have noticed an uncanny ability to shift moods, ideas, or even conversations in the blink of an eye. They can be dazzlingly brilliant one moment, then mysteriously elusive the next. This isn't just a quirky personality trait, it's the essence of their astrological makeup, shaped by the twins and ruled by Mercury, the messenger of the gods. What makes June Geminis so special is their unique blend of curiosity and intellect. They are, at their core, secret geniuses. Their minds operate like lightning, zipping from thought to thought, always hungry to connect dots that others might miss. It's like they carry a mental superpower that allows them to see angles and possibilities that are invisible to most people. This intellectual agility is why they often excel in fields that demand creativity, quick thinking, and adaptability. Think about a friend who can effortlessly explain a complex topic or come up with solutions no one else sees. They might just be channeling the true genius of a June Gemini. But here's the catch: this rapid-fire mental energy isn't always obvious. Many June Geminis keep their brilliance quietly under wraps, revealing it only when the moment calls for it. That makes them secret geniuses in the truest sense. They don't need to flaunt their intelligence to know they have it. They thrive behind the scenes, quietly mastering ideas, concepts, and skills, while the world remains none the wiser. This mysterious intellectual depth can sometimes confuse those around them, leading others to underestimate just how powerful their minds truly are. Now, this mental agility comes with a fascinating side effect: communication skills that can almost feel magical. June Geminis are wordsmiths. They have a natural talent for weaving language into spells that captivate, persuade, and inspire. You might recognize a June Gemini who seems to effortlessly charm any room they walk into, able to explain ideas clearly and convincingly, making even the most complicated subjects feel approachable. Their words can light up minds, spark new ideas, or soothe troubled hearts, all with the right tone, rhythm, and timing. This gift of communication is not just about talking. It's about connection. June Geminis are deeply curious about people and the world around them. Their conversations are often layered with meaning because they genuinely want to understand and be understood. However, this curiosity can sometimes be mistaken for superficiality because their thoughts jump rapidly from topic to topic, and their attention is easily caught by new stimuli. If you've ever felt like a June Gemini friend was distracted mid-conversation or jumping between subjects, don't mistake that for disinterest. It's just their mind exploring multiple dimensions at once. But here's where things get really interesting. That same mental flexibility and charm can sometimes blur into what some might call manipulation. June Geminis have a unique ability to read people quickly, their emotions, motivations, and vulnerabilities. While this skill can be used for empathy and connection, it also means they can, intentionally or not, influence others to get what they want. This is not about sinister trickery, but about how the line between persuasion and manipulation can be thin, especially when someone is gifted with words as their primary tool. It's easy to see how this dual edge could confuse people. One moment, you're inspired by a June Gemini's brilliant ideas, and the next, you wonder if they've been subtly steering your thoughts or feelings all along. Understanding this subtle difference between persuasion and manipulation is a key step in truly appreciating June Geminis. Persuasion invites you to see new perspectives, manipulation steers you without your awareness. The best June Geminis are those who are conscious of this power and choose to uplift rather than control. If you find yourself interacting with a June Gemini, a practical tip is to stay grounded in your own values and feelings. Listen carefully to what they say, but also check in with your intuition. Are their words inspiring you to grow, or are they nudging you in ways that don't feel right? This kind of mindfulness helps you maintain healthy boundaries and also deepens your understanding of how communication can shape relationships. Another fascinating layer to June Geminis is their tendency toward emotional detachment. Because their minds are so active and analytical, they sometimes create a buffer between their emotions and their external world. This isn't about being cold or uncaring, rather, it's a way their psyche protects itself from overwhelm. Constant mental activity can be exhausting, so stepping back emotionally gives them space to process and recharge. This emotional distance can, however, be misunderstood by others. People might see a June Gemini as distant, aloof, or even calculating. But in reality, it's often a coping mechanism, a way to maintain clarity in the midst of inner complexity. For those who know and love a June Gemini, patience and gentle encouragement to express feelings can help bridge this gap. For the Geminis themselves, cultivating emotional awareness alongside their intellectual strengths is a powerful path to wholeness. Social adaptability is another hallmark of June Geminis. They're masters at reading a room, adjusting their tone and energy to fit different situations, almost like social chameleons. This skill is incredibly useful in personal and professional contexts, allowing them to connect with diverse groups of people effortlessly. Yet, just like with their words, this adaptability can sometimes feel like wearing a mask, which might leave them and those around them wondering what's real. This social flexibility comes from their deep curiosity and desire to understand human nature, but it also reflects the challenge of balancing authenticity with social harmony. For viewers watching this, whether you're a Gemini or just fascinated by these traits, it's worth reflecting on your own social dynamics. Are you adapting to fit in at the cost of your true self? Or are you using this adaptability as a bridge to bring out your authentic voice in different settings? Ultimately, these traits, the secret genius, the dazzling communicator, the emotionally detached observer, and the adaptable social navigator, combine to create the truly complex and intriguing personality of a June Gemini. And yet, there's so much more beneath the surface. These are not just astrological archetypes, but real psychological layers that invite us all to explore how our minds and hearts interact, how we connect and influence others, and how we grow toward greater self-awareness. Stay with me, because next, we're going to uncover how these qualities show up in conflict and trust, and what June Geminis can teach all of us about setting boundaries, building authentic relationships, and using our mental gifts for good. This is where astrology meets real-life self-growth, and you won't want to miss it. One of the most fascinating things about June Geminis is how they navigate conflict. Unlike many signs who might react emotionally or with stubbornness, June Geminis tend to approach disagreements with a sharp, analytical mind. Instead of diving into heated emotions, they often step back and dissect the situation from every angle. This isn't coldness, it's a mental strategy that allows them to find solutions quickly, sometimes even before others realize there's a problem. Think about someone you know who, when tension rises, suddenly becomes calm and almost detached, like they're running a mental simulation of possible outcomes. This is classic Gemini energy at work. They process emotions through logic, which can be a blessing and a curse. On one hand, this approach helps avoid unnecessary drama. On the other, it might make others feel unheard or dismissed because the Gemini's response seems too cerebral or detached. If you're a June Gemini or interact closely with one, it's helpful to remember that while this intellectual approach can be brilliant, balance is key. Expressing empathy and validating emotions, even when your brain is busy solving the puzzle, can bridge that gap and deepen trust in relationships. For viewers, whether Gemini or not, this highlights the importance of understanding different conflict styles and meeting each other where we are emotionally. Curiosity is like a fuel that powers every move June Geminis make. Their hunger for new information, experiences, and ideas is insatiable. This drive leads them to explore diverse topics, connect with a wide range of people, and constantly reinvent themselves. However, this curiosity is a double-edged sword. Sometimes, it can lead them to be secretive or keep things to themselves because they're processing so much internally or testing ideas before sharing. Picture someone who always seems to know a little more than they let on, or who shifts between interests so fast it's hard to keep up. That restless energy comes from their mind trying to capture every spark of inspiration. While this makes them fascinating conversationalists and innovators, it can also leave loved ones feeling a bit disconnected or wondering what's really going on beneath the surface. A practical takeaway here is for June Geminis to practice grounding their curiosity, learning to share their inner world with trusted people and not retreat into secrecy. For everyone watching, nurturing curiosity is vital, but pairing it with openness creates stronger bonds and reduces misunderstandings. Another layer to the June Gemini personality is their natural social chameleon ability. They're experts at blending into different social groups and adjusting their vibe to fit the energy around them. This skill allows them to make friends easily and navigate social situations that might intimidate others. Yet, this adaptability can sometimes feel like a mask, leading to questions about authenticity, both from the outside and within. Imagine attending a party where someone seems to know exactly what to say and how to behave with each group. Never missing a beat. It's impressive, yes, but if you're that person, it can be exhausting trying to be many versions of yourself. The secret challenge for June Geminis is finding the balance between social flexibility and staying true to their core self. For those watching, it's worth reflecting on how much you adapt to fit in versus how often you bring your authentic self forward. Social adaptability is a gift, but it's most powerful when rooted in genuine self-awareness. Trust is a big deal for June Geminis, but it's complicated. Their natural charm and intellectual prowess can create deep connections quickly, yet their restless, shifting nature sometimes sows seeds of doubt in others. People may wonder if the Gemini they're trusting is fully real or if they're holding something back. This delicate dance around trust isn't about deception. It's about the Gemini's complex inner world and how they protect themselves emotionally. Trust for them is a journey, often tested by their own internal ambivalence and fear of vulnerability. If you're close to a June Gemini, patience and consistent honesty can help build the kind of trust that feels safe and lasting. For viewers, this highlights an important lesson. Trust isn't just given, it's nurtured through transparency, vulnerability, and time. Whether you identify with Gemini energy or not, cultivating trust in relationships is key to deep, meaningful connections. Finally, there's the moral ambiguity woven through the Gemini energy. It's easy to label behaviors as good or bad. But June Geminis remind us that traits like curiosity, adaptability, and communication are tools that can be wielded in many ways. The power lies in intention and awareness. Take a famous June Gemini known for both brilliance and controversy. Their life story often shows the tension between using their mental gifts for positive influence or manipulation. This duality is a reflection of our human nature, complex, sometimes contradictory, and always evolving. The takeaway here is empowering. Recognizing your traits without judgment lets you consciously choose how to express them. For June Geminis, embracing both their light and shadow opens the door to growth and peace. For all viewers, this invites a compassionate look at ourselves and others, encouraging mindful self-expression. As you reflect on these layers of June Gemini energy, their conflict style, curiosity, social adaptability, trust dynamics, and moral complexity, remember that astrology is more than predictions, it's a mirror for self-understanding and transformation. The way June Geminis balance these forces offers valuable insights for anyone navigating life's challenges and relationships with authenticity and wisdom. There's still so much more to explore about June Geminis and how their fascinating traits show up in everyday life. Coming up next, we'll dive into how these twins manage trust and vulnerability in deeper ways, and what lessons they can teach all of us about emotional growth and healthy boundaries. Stick around, because the journey into the heart of Gemini is just getting started. June Geminis carry a special kind of cosmic energy that's not only fascinating but also layered with complexity. One of the most captivating aspects of their personality is how they handle trust. Trust isn't something they give lightly, it's a currency carefully earned and meticulously protected. Because June Geminis have such a lively, restless nature, it's not uncommon for others to feel a bit wary of how genuine their intentions are. There's an aura of mystery about them, a feeling that maybe they're always holding something back, evaluating situations from behind a veil of intellect and curiosity. People who know a June Gemini closely often remark on the challenge of truly knowing them. While their charm and wit can build bridges quickly, the deeper layers take time to reveal. The Gemini's mind is always exploring new angles and possibilities, which means their feelings and loyalties might seem to shift with changing perspectives. This fluidity can sometimes be mistaken for inconsistency or a lack of commitment, but really, it's their way of staying flexible in a world that demands adaptability. For anyone watching, whether you have a June Gemini in your life or you are one, cultivating trust means nurturing patience and creating space for honesty. When trust is established, June Geminis can become incredibly loyal and invested partners, friends, and collaborators. But they need to feel safe to drop their mental guard and show their true selves. This requires others to meet them with empathy and understanding rather than judgment. And for the Geminis themselves, it's about learning to open up despite the natural inclination to analyze every possible outcome before letting down their defenses. Delving into the moral landscape of June Geminis reveals something equally intriguing. Their traits of adaptability, sharp intellect, communication prowess, are not inherently good or bad. Instead, these qualities are tools, and like any tool, they depend on how they're wielded. You might see a June Gemini who uses their quick thinking and social skills to inspire positive change, champion creative ideas, and build connections. On the other hand, the same gifts can be employed to manipulate or bend situations in subtle ways that benefit only themselves. This ambiguity is part of what makes June Geminis so enigmatic. They embody the truth that human nature isn't black and white, it's a spectrum filled with contradictions. Famous figures born under Gemini often illustrate this duality, people who have contributed brilliant insights or art, yet sometimes been involved in controversies or tricky power dynamics. Their stories remind us that none of us is perfect, and everyone wrestles with the challenge of using their strengths ethically. What stands out is the opportunity for growth. The energy of Gemini invites self-awareness and conscious choice. Recognizing when you're leaning toward manipulation or manipulation-like tendencies allows you to course-correct and channel your talents toward authenticity and integrity. For viewers, this means that astrology isn't about labeling but about empowerment, understanding yourself so you can become the best version of your multifaceted self. When you really tune in to June Geminis, you start to notice their incredible skill at spotting true intentions in others. Their mental agility isn't just about ideas, it extends to people. They read emotional and social cues with precision, which gives them a natural radar for detecting when someone isn't being genuine. This ability can make them powerful allies because they know who to trust and how to navigate tricky situations with wisdom. But it can also make them guarded, reluctant to expose their vulnerabilities because they're wary of being misread or taken advantage of. If you're a June Gemini learning to harness this gift, it's important to balance skepticism with openness. Being too guarded can isolate you, but being too trusting can lead to hurt. The sweet spot lies in trusting your intuition while giving people room to prove themselves over time. For those who have June Geminis in their lives, it's helpful to be consistent and transparent, building trust step by step so that the Gemini feels secure enough to share their multifaceted self. These talents in social perception and communication also mean June Geminis are often natural leaders in conversation and community. They can inspire ideas, rally groups, and connect seemingly unrelated people or concepts with ease. Their adaptability means they flow smoothly between different social settings and personalities, making them indispensable in collaborative environments. But as with all strengths, there's a caution to avoid overextending. Sometimes their desire to engage widely can lead to burnout or a sense of fragmentation. Taking care of your mental and emotional energy is key advice for anyone with strong Gemini influence. Learning to say no, to focus on what truly matters, and to rest when overwhelmed helps maintain balance. When June Geminis integrate this self-care, their brilliance shines even brighter and lasts longer. Finally, all of these traits, trust complexities, moral ambiguity, sharp intuition, social leadership, and the need for balance, are woven into the rich tapestry that makes June Geminis so captivating. They offer a mirror for all of us, reflecting the challenges and gifts of living with curiosity, adaptability, and duality. As you think about June Geminis in your life or in yourself, consider how embracing both light and shadow aspects creates deeper understanding and growth. Astrology, at its best, is a tool for compassion and transformation. And with Gemini energy, the invitation is clear: to use your gifts consciously, communicate authentically, and build trust courageously. There's so much more to uncover about how these dynamic twins influence relationships, self-expression, and personal development. Stick with us as we continue to explore the mysteries of Gemini, because learning to dance with their energy is not just astrology. It's a journey into the heart of human connection. The journey into understanding June Geminis reveals layers of brilliance and complexity, but it's impossible to fully grasp their essence without diving into how they show up in real life, especially when it comes to trust and authenticity. Trust, after all, is the foundation for any meaningful connection, yet it's also one of the most challenging areas for June Geminis. This challenge isn't because they don't want to trust or be trusted. Quite the opposite. Their restless minds and quicksilver personalities mean that they're always evaluating, recalibrating, and sometimes second-guessing the people around them. Imagine someone who's like a mental detective, scanning every social interaction for clues, trying to figure out who's genuine and who might be wearing a mask. This sharp perception can make them excellent judges of character but also leaves them wary, protective of their own hearts. Because they hold such a vast inner world, June Geminis often hesitate before opening up fully. It's like they're carefully deciding who deserves to see all the facets of their multifaceted self, their light, their shadows, their quirks, and their vulnerabilities. If you're lucky enough to be in a June Gemini's inner circle, you've probably noticed this selective openness. They can be incredibly loyal and present once trust is earned. But it takes patience and consistency to get there. For those watching, whether you identify as a June Gemini or someone who loves one, here's an important insight: trust is a gradual process. It's built through repeated acts of honesty, empathy, and respect. So don't rush it, and don't take it personally if the Gemini you know needs time. Instead, lean into open communication, gentle reassurance, and steady reliability. Over time, that's what transforms guarded walls into bridges of connection. Now, the moral ambiguity surrounding June Geminis is something worth exploring deeply. Their personality is a beautiful reminder that human nature isn't about clear-cut good or bad labels. Instead, traits like curiosity, adaptability, and communication skills are powerful tools that can be used in many ways. Some June Geminis shine as creative visionaries, inspiring change and growth. Others might struggle with the temptation to sway situations in their favor, blurring the line between influence and manipulation. The fascinating thing about this duality is that it mirrors all of us in some way. Every person has light and shadow aspects to their nature. The story of June Geminis is a call for conscious awareness, recognizing when we might be bending situations for selfish reasons versus when we're using our gifts to uplift and connect authentically. Real-life stories of famous June Geminis often highlight this tension. Take a public figure known for incredible intellect and charm, yet also criticized for playing political or social games behind the scenes. Their lives teach us about the power of intention and self-awareness. For anyone watching, this is an invitation to reflect honestly. How do you use your own gifts? Are you aligned with integrity? Or is there room to grow? The good news is that astrology doesn't box us in, it offers a map for transformation. For June Geminis, this means embracing all parts of themselves with compassion and choosing to direct their talents consciously. When they do, they become incredible catalysts for positive change, showing us how to navigate life's complexities with grace and curiosity. Speaking of navigation, June Geminis possess an almost uncanny ability to sense truth beneath the surface. Their minds are not only fast but finely tuned to detect the subtleties of human behavior, the unspoken feelings, the hidden motives, the shifts in energy. This emotional and social radar is a gift that, when trusted, can guide them wisely through relationships and decisions. However, this keen perception also means that June Geminis can sometimes become too guarded, hesitant to expose their vulnerabilities for fear of being misunderstood or hurt. They're experts at protecting themselves mentally, but the true power lies in balancing this protective instinct with openness. Being vulnerable isn't a weakness, it's a bridge to deeper connection and understanding. For June Geminis watching, cultivating this balance is a transformative practice. Learning to trust not just others but also their own feelings and instincts allows them to show up authentically. For those who know a June Gemini, offering consistent support and creating a safe space encourages them to lower their shields. Remember, the journey toward vulnerability is gradual. But the reward is profound intimacy and trust. The social mastery of June Geminis also makes them natural leaders and connectors. Their adaptability allows them to move seamlessly between different groups and ideas, bringing people together in ways that feel effortless. They inspire innovation and spark conversations that matter. But with great social power comes the need for boundaries. Knowing when to say no and when to recharge is essential to prevent burnout. If you've ever met a June Gemini who seems to be everywhere at once, engaging with everyone yet never fully settled, you've witnessed this dance between curiosity and overwhelm. It's a reminder that even the brightest minds need rest and self-care. Taking time to pause, reflect, and nurture your mental and emotional health allows your gifts to flourish sustainably. This balance between engagement and retreat, between light and shadow, between intellect and emotion, that's the heart of the June Gemini experience. It's a story about embracing complexity and choosing authenticity over perfection. It's about understanding that the gifts of Gemini, mental agility, curiosity, adaptability, are not just talents but invitations to grow, to connect, and to live deeply. So as we come to the close of this journey through the fascinating world of June Geminis, I want to leave you with this. Whether you are a June Gemini or simply someone touched by their energy, their story is a mirror for all of us. It teaches us to embrace our contradictions, to communicate with clarity and kindness, and to build trust patiently and authentically. If you found value in this exploration, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends who might resonate with Gemini energy. And don't forget to subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life. Here, we blend cosmic wisdom with practical insights to help you live a more peaceful, authentic life. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive into astrology and self-discovery. I'd love to hear from you. What part of the June Gemini energy do you see in yourself or someone you know? Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments below, And let's keep this conversation alive. Remember, the stars guide us, but it's our own awareness that lights the way. Thank you for joining me on this cosmic journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep shining your unique light.